Would you explain any of the existential risks associated with synthetic biology? Sure. You can take any pandemic causing agent, like, for example, Omicron, which has got an R value that's like crazy, crazy high, like over 10. So it's more infectious than measles. And you can take that and you can combine it with an ailment like rabies or whatever you care, Lassa fever, pick your favorite horrible, super evil virus, and you put them together and you can basically get your peanut butter and jelly. So you can have an agent that is super infectious, but also super high mortality, super lethal. And then you can push it through. So that is happening real time at labs across the world. And they do it through gain of function research or whatever the fuck the parlance is now, because gain of function is no longer gain of function. And they do it and they say it's for vaccination research. And if any of these escape, it could kill half the world. And there are small teams usually, dozen scientists, maybe 3 dozen scientists, and there's thousands of these facilities that think about these things and play around with these things. And the regulation is not really there unless you think 80-year-old senators are up for the task of explaining how synthetic biology works. Now, I've developed a bit of domain expertise in this technology because we genetically engineer plants on a regular basis using CRISPR-Cas9, and obviously we're resurrecting dead animals too. So there's a lot of scientists floating around in my orbit these days that do synthetic biology, and the techniques to modify an elephant genome or to modify a plant genome are very similar to the techniques one would use to design a virus. And if we can hire people that have those capabilities, anybody can hire people who have those capabilities. And this is mostly an unregulated market. So it's something we need to pay a lot of attention to. And the great tragedy of the COVID debate of whether it came from a lab or not wasn't we should blame China and be really angry with China for a lab leak. It was, let's take a step back and recognize that it's not okay to have small groups of people be able to create something that can kill half the human race. And maybe, just maybe, we should look at this from the same lens we look at the Atomic Energy Commission and nuclear weapons. And instead, what we did is just went, no, 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 conspiracy theorists, you're bad people, and deplatform anybody who even dares talk about a lab leak, and just move on and let these scientists continue doing what they do. That is the reality we live in. It's a fact.